There was new footage that has come out.
Caitlin Clark is injured again.
Allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
But it's a foul. It is clearly a foul. Obviously, this is called as a no call.
Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
It was just a weird...
It is not looking good for Caitlin Clark. This was by far the worst ref game. It looked like they wanted Caitlin Clark to be hurt, or they wanted something bad to happen to Caitlin.
New footage just changed everything. A new angle shows Jacy Sheldon clearly kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin.
2 minutes ago, new footage surfaced that's got the entire WNBA and social media in absolute chaos. A heated game between Indiana Fever and Ohio's Rising squad suddenly turned ugly. When Jacy Sheldon, known for her tough defense and relentless hustle, allegedly struck Caitlin Clark in the groin during a highly contested possession. At first, no one caught it. No foul, no whistle. But now, zoomed-in angles, slow-motion replays, and leaked tunnel cam footage tell a different story. You can see Caitlin stumble back, her face contorting in pain, fighting back tears as she tries to stand upright. Cameras caught her wiping her eyes on the bench, and now fans are demanding answers. Was it intentional? Why didn't the refs call it? And most importantly, how will Caitlin respond? This isn't just drama, it's a moment that might change everything, because if this footage is to base with this footage, is what it looks like, then Jacy Sheldon just became the most hated name in the league overnight. The footage hit the internet like wildfire at first. It was just a shaky phone video recorded from the stands by a fan who thought they caught something weird. But within minutes, that clip was enhanced, slowed down, reposted, and suddenly trending across every major platform. In the clip, you see it clearly now. The game's tempo is high. Caitlin Clark brings the ball up the court. Jacy Sheldon presses in, arms wide, feet planted. But then a quick, sharp motion. Jacy's left hand drops low, and Caitlin immediately buckles. The crowd gasps, but the refs, they don't blow the whistle. They let play continue. Caitlin grabs at her side, stumbles for a moment, then fights through the possession. She passes the ball and steps away, clearly shaken. The camera angle shifts to the Fever bench. Minutes later, and there she is, wiping tears, breathing heavy. Head down, no trainer, no replay on the Jumbotron, just silence. But that silence didn't last long. By halftime, the clip had already reached millions.
These referees was completely ridiculous. The referees was a complete disaster.
Sports pages, fan accounts, even celebrity profiles were sharing it with captions like, "Did Jacy really just do that? Intentional or nah? She really hit Caitlin Clark there and got away with it." The Fever's locker room was in chaos. "You good?" One teammate whispered. Caitlin nodded, still shaken. "I'm fine," she said, but her eyes were red and her body language screamed otherwise. Coach Stanley pulled her aside. "We can pull you out," she offered. "No," Caitlin said immediately. "I'm finishing," because that's what Caitlin does. No matter how bad it hurts, she finishes. Third quarter tip-off. Caitlin's back on the floor, and the crowd. Different. Now every time Jacy touches the ball, boos rain down from the stands. Fans wave signs that say "dirty play" and "check the tape," and social media. It's a wildfire. Influencers, former players, even WNBA analysts begin dissecting the play in real time. Some defend Jacy. Just a physical play, happens all the time. Others, not so forgiving. Nah, that was targeted. She knew what she was doing. But what makes it worse, Jacy doesn't apologize. She doesn't even look at Caitlin. No gesture, no hand wave. "No, my bad." She plays on like nothing happened. And that's what really lights the fuse. Because sports fans will forgive accidents, but they don't forget intentional disrespect. By the end of the third quarter, the game is tied. Both teams locked in. Tension thick enough to slice. And the whole time, Caitlin plays through it. Focused, hurting, but still firing. She hits a deep three in Jacy's face with 3 minutes left. Caitlin turns not to the crowd, but to Jacy. Directly, no words, just a stare. And Jacy. She finally looks uncomfortable. The fourth quarter begins, and now the game's less about basketball and more about them. Caitlin brings the ball up. Jacy presses again. The crowd's on edge. One bump, and everyone holds their breath. But this time, Caitlin spins, escapes, and dishes a no-look pass to Aaliyah Boston, who scores. The bench erupts. The stadium is shaking, timeout. But during that break, the cameras catch something.
She's the one bringing all the viewers.
She was the reason we won.
And the Indiana Fever plays their best when Caitlin is on the floor. Well, yeah, I get it 1,000%.
Explosive.Jacy walks past Caitlin, K, and says something. You can't hear it clearly. But Caitlin reacts. She turns sharply. Points.ref. Steps in, coach grabs her arm. The tension explodes online. What did Jacy say? Was it trash talk? A threat? A mock apology? Nobody knows, but within 10 minutes. What Jacy said is trending, and that's when things go next level. Someone leaks audio from a courtside mic. Uncensored. Uncut. The voice. Jacy's, and she says, "You're not untouchable." Boom. The internet melts. Millions of views. Screenshots. Reaction videos. Some fans are furious. Others strangely impressed. Cold as hell. Nah, she's a villain now. Wonba got its first real beef, and the game ends with a fever. Win -87-81. But nobody's talking about the final score. They're talking about what just happened. Press rooms flood. Media swarms both players. CaitlinShowsUp.com, but visibly worn. A reporter asks, was the contact intentional? She pauses, then says, I'll let the tape speak for itself. Another asks, are you okay? She nods slowly. I will. B. On the other side, Jacy avoids questions. Teen staff block reporters. One tries to shout, do you regret what happened? She doesn't answer. She walks away. The clip goes viral to the league. Silent, no official statement, no review announcement. And that's silence. It fuels the fire even more. Former players like Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker, and Swin Cash post cryptic messages. We see you, protect your stars. This ain't it. And fans, they start demanding suspensions. If this was the NBA, she'd be ejected. Where's the accountability? But still, the league says nothing that night. Caitlin posts a single photo, her in the tunnel, iced-up hoodie pulled over her head. Caption, keep going. No drama, no call out. Just quiet resilience, and that hits harder than any response. But behind the scenes, things are moving. Sources report that the league's review board has opened a file that internal footage is being reviewed, that fines and possibly a suspension are being discussed, and fans, they're refreshing Twitter like crazy. Waiting, watching, and wondering, will Jacy Sheldon finally face consequences? Or will the league let it slide? Because one thing's for sure, after tonight, everything changed. The next 24 hours were pure chaos. The one bus stayed silent, but the internet absolutely unhinged. Memes flooded in. Clips played on a loop. Everyone had an opinion. Some called Jacy Sheldon a dirty player. Others praised her for not backing down. But one thing was clear. The footage had hit a nerve far beyond basketball. Because this wasn't just about a foul anymore. This was about respect.
New footage that has come out, allegedly, Jacy Sheldon kneeing Caitlin Clark in the groin. Look, Jacy Sheldon knees CC in the groin.
Respect. Former athletes jumped in. Legends like Diana Taurasi tweeted, protect your stars. Even Sue Bird posted a black screen with the caption, we see everything. That one post alone got over 1.3 million likes. But still, No word from the league office, and that's when the fans said enough is enough. #Justice for Caitlin started trending. Fans began tagging the WNBA nonstop. Sports talk shows were running segments like, "Is the league protecting dirty play?" Even NBA players like Ja Morant and Damian Lillard weighed in with their own takes, and in the center of it all, Caitlin Clark, silent, focused, unbothered, at least on the surface, because behind the scenes, she was hurting, physically, still sore, emotionally, drained. But she wasn't letting it stop her. Her next game was against Phoenix, and fans weren't just watching, they were waiting. They wanted to see what Caitlin would do, and she showed up with fire in her eyes. Pre-game warm-ups, laser-focused. No smiles, no waves, tip-off. Locked in from the first second, she dropped 12 in the first quarter alone. 3 logo threes, Foker assist, and a stare down to the baseline camera that had everyone screaming, "She's back." But then, midway through the second quarter, something unexpected happened. Jacy Sheldon showed up, not in person, but on the broadcast. The league had apparently scheduled a mid-game interview segment with Jacy as part of their Rising Stars series, and they ran it. They ran it while Caitlin was on the floor, falling through pain. The national feed cut to a pre-recorded smiling Jacy Sheldon talking about leadership, mental toughness, and earning respect in the league. Fans lost it. What is this timing? This girl just hit Caitlin in the groin and y'all running features? Make it make sense. Within minutes, the WNBA's official Instagram post featuring that segment had over 200,000 angry comments. "Delete this, tone deaf. What are you doing?" Even sponsors started to take notice. One brand manager anonymously told a reporter, "We've never seen a rookie controversy go this deep, this fast." After the game, which the Fever won by 17, Caitlin finally spoke. Reporters flooded her. "Did you see the league's Jacy feature mid-game? Do you feel disrespected? You planning to respond to what she said on court?" Caitlin paused, then said, "I'm not here to play the victim. I'm here to win games." Short, chilling, the video hit 10 million views overnight. And now the energy shifted. This wasn't about sympathy. This was about power. Caitlin wasn't asking for justice. She was creating her own. That same night, Fever's arena put up an LED banner outside. "Don't talk, just drop 30. And like that, the quote became a movement. Shirts, posters, TIK2KS. Even college athletes started using the phrase, and Jacy. Her silence was starting to crack. She tried, posting a neutral photo days later, her walking into a gym. Caption, "Grind mode." But fans swarmed her comments. "Grind or groin? Take accountability. Don't act like we forgot." Then, finally, the WNBA dropped a statement. Short, weak, passive. After review, no suspension will be issued. The play has been recorded as incidental contact. Incidental contact. The league thought that would calm things down. It Dan single quotes. In fact, it made things worse. Every sports page ran headlines like, "League fails to act on Clark incident." "Caitlin gets hit. Jacy gets rewarded." Messages this sending, and that pressure. It leaked into the locker rooms. Players on other teams started speaking up anonymously. "If we did that to anyone else, we'd be benched. They're protecting Jacy because she fits their mold. But Caitlin, she makes them money. And they're scared of what she might say next. But Caitlin, still
39 seconds in the game, she holding her leg because she knew, Caitlin knew she was hurt.
Still not saying anything. She just kept HO open next game, 31 points. After that, 36 with a game winner. And the cameras zooming in after every shot, trying to catch a reaction, a smirk, look, a signal. But Caitlin gave them nothing because she wasn't performing. She was remembering every headline, every missed call, every time they told her she was too soft. This wasn't revenge. This was reclamation. And the fans knew it. Every Arena she stepped in chance of justice for Caitlyn. Signs that said incidental this, with pictures of the groin hit. One kid even wore a full referee outfit with a blindfold that said Winba. Viral. Unstoppable. And then, as if things couldn't escalate further, a new leak hit the internet. This time, a locker room clip. Undated, grainy, possibly taken just after the infamous game. In it, Jacy's voice, and she says, "Yo." I don't know if she felt that. Maybe she'll stop crying every game. Boom. Internet gone. Hash suspend JACY hashtag justice422 hash WNBA soft. All trending. Sports shows demanded action. One host said, if they don't suspend her now, they're endorsing violence. The WNBA's damage control went into overdrive. They announced a new investigation, an ethics review panel. A sit-down, meeting with both players, and suddenly, Jacy was silent again. No posts, no likes, no presence, no presence. And Caitlyn, still dropping 30. Still silent. But now every bucket came with meaning. Every win, a headline. Every shot, a statement. Because part 2 of this story wasn't just about the incident. Anymore, it was about everything after. How the league moved. How the fans rose. And how Caitlyn Clark, without saying a single explosive word, exposed the system one game at a time. By now, it wasn't just a sports story, it was cultural. The WNBA had been pushed into the spotlight like never before, but not the way they planned. This wasn't a viral feel-good rookie campaign. It was outrage, division, and a league scrambling to hold its balance at the center. CaitlynClark.com/controlled and quiet. But the silence was cracking. Leaked locker room audio, public protests, sponsors getting cold feet. All while Jacy Sheldon disappeared from the public eye entirely. She didn't play, she didn't post, she didn't speak. Some said she was being protected, others said she was being punished in secret, but the league still wouldn't comment. Behind closed doors, WNBA execs were panicking. RATINGs were up, sure, but they were being driven by drama, not basketball. And if Caitlyn ever snapped and told her side of the story, it could burn the whole system down. Meanwhile, players were divided. Some privately supported Jacy, calling her misunderstood. Others said she crossed the line and needed to be suspended immediately. And Caitlyn, she kept playing, but she also started isolating less interviews. Last eye contact, more tunnel walks straight to the locker room. Her teammates noticed. One said, she's carrying the league and nobody's carrying her. Even her coach looked concerned. She's giving everything. Just hope she's okay. When the lights turn off, and then the leak that changed everything. A private message. Sent from Jacy's burner account to a former college teammate, screenshotted and leaked online. In it, she wrote, "They're turning her into some kind of saint. She cried over a hard screen and now she owns the league." The internet melted. Fast. Comments exploded. This confirms everything. Y'all still protecting her? Who cries now? Jacy. Jacy's camp denied it. But the damage was done. Fans were done.
There's a referee standing right there we all can see. Can you guys see this right here? You guys see that? That is a knee. Jacy Sheldon's knee is all the way fully, her whole leg is fully extended.
Caitlyn Clark took a knee to the groin from Jacy Sheldon, but it's a foul. It is clearly a foul, and obviously this is called as a no call.
Done being quiet. They started staging mini walkouts. During games. Holding up signs like "We stand with 22 inches and zero tolerance league." One moment went viral when a group of young girls wore shirts spelling out, "Protect the women who built this." And guess who reposted it? Caitlyn Clark. No caption. Just a simple heart emoji. And that was the moment the internet knew. She wasn't staying quiet anymore. The Fever's next home game was sold out. Standing room only, cameras were everywhere. Even 60 Minutes sent a crew. Everyone wanted one thing, a statement, and they got it after the game. Caitlyn requested a solo press appearance. No coach, no teammates. She stepped up to the mic in a black hoodie. The room went silent. Then she said, "I've stayed quiet because I wanted the game to speak." But sometimes silence gets misunderstood. Reporters leaned in. She continued, "I never asked to be the face of the league. I just wanted to play. But if my presence makes people uncomfortable, maybe that says more about the system than it does about me." Boom! You could hear a pin drop. She didn't name Jacy, she didn't drag the league, but her words. Undeniable, she finished with, "I won't be part of anything that rewards violence and calls it passion. And I won't let anyone silence me through intimidation." And then she walked out, no questions, no fluff, just bars. The video hit 45 million views in 2 days, and this time the league had to act. They issued a full formal review of all in-game and off-court conduct connected to the February 22nd incident. And for the first time, they named Jacy suspension. 3 games. Fine, undisclosed.
Clark appears to have
Couldn't believe their
re-aggravated
eyes.
her right
On
abductor
social media.
groin strain.
Closed. Public apology required. And the apology. Awkward, cold. Obviously scripted. Jacy read from a piece of paper. "I regret my actions. I never meant to harm anyone. Apologize to Caitlyn and the fans." No eye contact. No emotion. And when reporters tried to ask questions, she walked away. Fans were done. The damage was permanent. Commentators began saying Jacy's career would never recover, that she became the league's villain and never owned it. Others said she should switch leagues, even leave basketball altogether. But while her name burned, Caitlyn's rose. The league launched a new player-led campaign, Voice of the Game, focused on mental health, respect, and protection from on-court abuse. Guess who led the first PSA? Caitlyn. No makeup, no lights, just her voice. "If we want to grow this game, we have to protect the people playing it." One sentence. A new legacy. Endorsements came flying back. Networks tripled their coverage. Young athletes across America started wearing number 22, not just because she could shoot, but because she stood up. And the final twist. Jacy Sheldon, weeks after her suspension, deleted all social media. Her team announced she was taking a mental health break. No return date. And while fans were torn between sympathy and accountability, Caitlyn, she just kept hooping. In her next interview, someone asked, "How do you feel now that it's all over?" And she paused, then said, "It's not over. We're just getting started. And now the world finally knows." Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the controversy. She owned it with every silent glance, every cold stare, every bucket under pressure. She showed the one above the fans and her critics exactly what a real leader looks like. But now the question is, can the league recover from this? Can Jacy Sheldon ever bounce back? Or has the line between competition and cruelty already been crossed? Your thoughts in the comments below. Was Jacy's punishment enough? Did the league wait too long? And most importantly, did Caitlin Clark just set a new standard for how athletes fight back without saying a word? Don't forget to like this video if you believe silence can be powered. Subscribe if you're riding with Caitlin through whatever comes next. And hit that bell, because next time, we're exposing the real reason the league tried to silence this scandal before it even started. You won't believe who was behind it.
It's kind of a bit reckless to say that it's intentional. I think in general, it is reckless to say that anyone is intentionally trying to harm somebody, because for me, that's like one of the most kind of extreme accusations you can put on somebody.